Life Stadium in East Rutherford. A few moments ago, the crowd here was on their feet as their beloved Jets made their way out of the tunnel. They're ready to go. We're ready to go, and it should be a good one as those New York Jets get set to face off with the Dallas Cowboys. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down here as the penalty flags come in right away, and we may have a face mask here right at the start. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Prescott. This one taken in by the former Baylor Bear, Jalen Hurd. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Prescott throwing complete to Cobb. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Opening minute, and already a trip to the red zone. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Here's Pollard. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Here we go. 480. 46, come on. Man, I got you.
Here's Prescott. And this one's incomplete. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
2nd down and goal. Prescott toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Kill.
Prescott on 3rd and goal. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Curtis Samuel, his 9th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line.
Get ready. The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
20, Mike 20. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip.
To throw is Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Tight right. 3 down. Red 80. Everyone, Mike 20. Check tight. Alpha. Check tight. Hey, Mike 20.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. And Darnold, he lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cowboys are able to show off their quick strike ability. Marr now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Cowboys 14, Jets nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Let's take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now Darnold. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1.
Come on here, come get some.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. That one's complete to Tomlinson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hey, you got 3 down. Lady. Go. 20, Mike 20. I got you.
To the air again, Darnold out right here to Herndon. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there. 3rd down here.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them. And not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by George Iloka. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
At the 50-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Prescott now from the 50. Oh, Prescott stripped, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Leighton Vander Esch, 3rd in the NFL in tackles as a rookie last year. There on the stop.
2nd and 10 at the Cowboys' 11-yard line.
Go sack. Mike 20, Mike 20. Hey, man. Watch the boot, watch the boot.
Throwing on 2nd down. Darnold to the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find his tight end, Chris Herndon, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. On 3rd down, here's Bell. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead, but coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they get a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
You better be afraid of me. 47. 57. Mike, 57. 65.
Prescott from the gun. Escaping the pressure right. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up second and 10.
Go, get out there, get out there. 57 to Mike, 57 to Mike.
To the air again, Prescott. Throw to the right, taken in by Hurd. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1 yard line. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be second and goal. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? Now Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. So second and goal there from the 1. They go to the air.
And the perfect down to throw the football in this sequence. Second down is always kind of that. Do they throw it? Do they run it? They worked it out to perfection on that one by throwing it into the end zone.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Back to throw, Darnold. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Darnold now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Here's Darnold. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. He was the leading receiver for the Jets a season ago. Robbie Anderson, 50 catches, over 750 yards, and getting more and more comfortable with Sam Darnold. Now a year plus under their belts collectively. You'd figure that those numbers for Anderson might be trending further north. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3. Now it's Darnold hooking up over the middle with Herndon. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there, first down. Darnold going to lead the offense up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Darnold now to throw. He gets it here to Peak. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Hey, we're going to sign. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Come on. You better bring it. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Young ladies. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
How about the fellas with the stars on the side of their helmets rising up on defense? We always hear about the Cowboys' rushing offense. Their rush defense is pretty good as well, I think, because they're so cohesive. Defensive line, linebackers really work well together.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Here's Austin. We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they are backed up as far as you can go as they'll start this drive on their own 1-yard line.
And whenever I see the Cowboys backed up on their own 1-yard line, I think of one thing. Tony Dorsett at the old Metrodome playing against the Vikings when he got away with a 99-yard touchdown run and did it with only 10 guys on the field on offense for the Cowboys. So in this situation, I highly suggest they bring the 11th guy out. Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Tighten down. There you go.
And again, it's Prescott. Caught left side by Cobb. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. Prescott looks to throw on 1st. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Jalen Hurd, the intended receiver. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Mike 20. Let's go. Back. Yo, 80.
After the interception, here's Darnold. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The former Clemson Tiger, Sharon Peake, was the target. And it's second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
20, Mike 20.
That's what I do.
Five. Mike 20. You can't block red, ain't he? Block me. You can't block me. Red, ain't he? Crunch. It's it.
From the end zone, here's Darnold. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And now it's third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
The Jets on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. From his end zone, 3rd and long for Darnold. And he's got Peake. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Darnold now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10.
Hey, box truck. Red, ain't he? Shit. Set.
Again, Darnold going up top. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Darnold to throw again. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. The Jets on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15.
Motion. You're waiting. Mike 20. I'm coming for you. You mine. There we go, Mike 20. Mike 20.
Throwing again is Darnold. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Lachlan Edwards now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott now 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. A good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Here we go.
They'll try the right side with Bell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
Well, it hasn't been a whole lot of fun for Le'Veon Bell in this ball game trying to find room to run the ball. I'm sure they're going to have to change some things up because he's so versatile. They've got to get the ball in his hands somehow and create some space because they're losing this game.
Well, defensively, you got to key in on Bell, make him the focal point to stop him. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. And they are going for it. Darnold. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the... Oh, Prescott stripped. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Prescott now after the fumble recovery. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Sacked there by Avery Williamson, the linebacker. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure it out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Tavon Austin with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Marr on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Check pass. Check pass.
They'll go again with Bell. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there, first down. Bell, of course, 3-time 1,000-yard rusher. Sat out 2018, but you look back to 2017, a tick under 1,300 yards and almost 700 more receiving. Now a first down carry by Bell. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the 38.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. On the catch, it's Crowder. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 45-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Bell. Now Bell hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Let's put that team on the box.
Again, it's Bell. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it? How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set.
Hey, 1-7. Check Mike 54. Mike. Hey. High 7.
And here we go on 4th. Darnold. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal.
Let him know. Check safety.
After the penalty, it's Bell. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for second down. It's second and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
Crunch time, defense. Check three. Hello, lady.
On the counter, here's Bell. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
It's third and goal.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
Hey, 1-7. Hey, wahoo! Line 54 on the Army.
Darnold from the gun. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
46. We're going to 53. Check Mike 46.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Switch it, hey.
Mike 46.
46.
First down, Prescott. Taking a shot for Samuel. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
26.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
46.
I'm going to go 47.
I'm coming after you.
3rd and long for Prescott. He'll let it fly for Austin. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Check curls.
To throw is Darnold. Going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Another incompletion. It's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan and especially the execution.
Tight right. Solo out there, check the outs out there.
Lady.
We got three. Three down.
Lady. 10. Under 10. 10.
On fourth down, Darnold. And this is incomplete. Credit that breakup to Greedy Williams. Oh, the lonely punter inside their own 20 figured for sure they were punting this away. They did not, and the move does not pay off.
You think someone put up the stop signal when he started to trot over the sideline? Nope, no, son. We're going to go for it here. Usually when you see a team do these types of things, it's because they're so dominant that they don't believe that they can get beat. This is much more like what you see in a high school game, maybe some of those mismatched college games. But in the NFL, any given Sunday is a phrase they take seriously. And guess what? That one's probably going to backfire.
Looking to throw again on second down. Prescott, and he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Curtis Samuel, his second touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to pour it on. Marr now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Cowboys 42, Jets 6.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
82 is mine. Single. Man, 80. Single. Mike 20.
Now Darnold. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 23 yards the pickup there.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
Here's Darnold. And a hit turned it over the middle. And he's got this down to the 35. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. And by the end of last year, Herndon had solidified himself as the primary tight end for New York. And overall, second leading receiver in 2018 on the team behind Robbie Anderson. In fact, his 39 catches, most among rookie tight ends in the league a season ago. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now on 2nd and 13. Darnold. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. Well, I do have one word for that touchdown for you, partner. You ready?
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Just makes things look a little better. I don't know. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, too. And the pig doesn't like the lipstick a heck of a lot, but you do like the fact that they're battling down the stretch, still trying to put something on the board, even though this game is over.
By the way, how rude is that to the pig? Look at all the things they give us. Pulled pork, bacon. And the Cowboys are able to recover. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Under. Check. Motion out of the backfield. Motion out of the backfield. Here we go, 47. 26.
Throwing here, Prescott. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Able to get there and pick it. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Now a desperation throw. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent. And now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. The 20. 10, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going, but it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
Let's go, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows?
And that's caught inside the 35. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. The shotgun snap for Darnold. Out right here to Herndon. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. Back to throw, Darnold. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that